Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Anything But Routine. Today, Allie and I are excited to have a guest from all the way on the West Coast, and her name is Danielle Schneider, and she's one of the board members for the Oregon State Dance Drill Association, or did I say that right?
The Dance Drill Coach Association of Oregon.
Okay. So welcome. And I had told you, I don't know if you remember this, that when I worked hard to start Minnesota, I used a lot of your bylaws because I believe, what year was your your association created? Do you know
We were
that?
we were created in the 70s. It was two associations that the state had two coaches associations, and then they came together in the 70s and formed what we call the Dance Drill Coaches Association of Oregon today. So its history goes back a little bit farther than that, but what we associate with was in the 70s.
Oh, okay. And so you were on the forefront. Your state was back in.
Yeah.
I would be hard pressed to think of another state that was ahead of you. Maybe Washington was around the
Mhm.
same time. So first off, Danielle, thank you for taking your time to talk with us. And can you just give us a brief bio of yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Cindy and Allie. It's a pleasure to be here and chat with you. My name is Danielle Schneider, and I am the DDCA board chair. I have served on the DDCA board for 12 years, 6 of those years as the chair. I'm also in my 20th year of coaching high school dance. I coach at Parkrose High School, and I am a performance judge in our state. So I've judged for, I think this is my 23rd year judging. So I'm very active in our dance community in that regard. And then I work in nonprofits when I'm not coaching kids. So
Oh, wow. That's
Be
amazing.
very
yeah.
busy. So, what is one thing that makes your state championship special or unique?
Yes. So in Oregon, we are very lucky. We have a very unique process. So we used to have a two category system. You either were in show or in dance drill. And our show aspect, it's very similar to kind of what you see in Winter Guard. So there's a tarp, there's a set, and the dancers perform on that. It's very unique. I have
Never even heard
visited
of
other,
this.
I have.
yeah, like I've visited other states, and what they call show in other states is not, it's more like novelty or prop to us.
Right.
So it's very unique to us, and it has a long history in our state. And so we're very proud of that.
Wait, can you
Um,
explain again? What is it?
Okay, so yeah, you can explain it, but
yeah.
they do it at Miss Dance Team USA back in the day too, because that's the first place I ever saw it.
Okay.
So we have large winter guard tarps that cover the gymnasium floor, and the tarps are typically printed, but they can also be plain. And then there's a set that is constructed. So whatever the theme of the routine is, the parents will build this set, and then the
Ah,
dancers come out and they perform on it. So for example, one year we competed in show. We constructed a 15-foot tall outline of a room. We had like chairs dangling from the ceiling, and then on with this platform, and then around the platform we had just miscellaneous chairs and things. Some were on wheels, some weren't, and so
gotta
the
see this.
kids like all dance with this. So it's super unique, and I feel like to fully grasp it you kind of have to see it in
You have to say
action.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look it up after
I
this.
would
I
I
gotta
would
watch it.
compare it to more of like a production number, maybe
Yes.
at a studio competition. But when you say the floor, I've seen it and go, oh, that's so cool because it covers the whole floor. So, like, let's say you were doing follow the yellow brick road, you could have a yellow brick road, you could have
Hmm.
a
Oh, that's so
cobblestone. Yeah,
cool.
it's cool. Here's my
Yeah.
question: how do you dance on it? Is it slippery?
No, it's like well, it depends. You can get some that are a little slicker than others, but they are textured a little bit. Like there's a little bit of a grain to it. And so in Oregon, we can actually dance barefoot if we have the tarp down. That's one change that we have to the federation rules, that as long as there's a tarp covering the floor, the kids can dance barefoot. Most teams will wear like the dance pirouettes on it. But it has I wouldn't, it's not textured, like really textured, but it has a grain
Enough,
to it.
that a little
Interesting.
grip to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
So, how many categories does your state have?
Well, now we made a change 3 years ago, and we officially have 6 categories, which is very exciting. It's kind of shifted us away from a model that was unique to Oregon to a model that is used more across the United States. So we can compete in kick, hip hop, jazz, traditional, which is any form of dance that's not one of the other styles, and pom.
So traditional maybe would be military.
No, we don't actually do military in Oregon. Traditional for us tends to be a combination of modern, contemporary, lyrical, that type of thing.
Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
wow. And you said pom too, right?
Pom, yeah.
Okay, so wow. So our state only has two categories, which is kind of frustrating. We wish we had more, but
Sometimes.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we can take on anymore.
No.
Well, we can actually only compete in two at state.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can't, you have 6 options, but you can only
That would be
compete a
fine.
max of 2. Yeah.
That would be fine.
And then do you switch back and forth? Does a team tend to stick with the same ones or do they alternate each year?
It tends to be that people stick in the styles that they're comfortable with. You do see some programs will change their style, like if, coaching staff changes and stuff, but for the most part, teams specialize is the wrong word, but focus on certain styles.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I guess my question would be with that, like, obviously there's styles that are more popular than others. Like I'm just thinking about in our state, like if we had more options, like making it to state, like right now it's like there's 12 teams and the top 3 make it to state. Do you guys have like a qualifying?
Round, do you have like a section or a qualifier?
We don't have one as intense as you all have. So what we have is every dance team in Oregon, they have to compete 2 minutes with 5 kids on the floor, and they're qualified to bring one routine. So that aspect of our state is a bit of a all-comers aspect. And then to bring a second routine, you have to compete 2 minutes with 5 kids or more and score a 70 or higher on our score sheet. And then you can enter your second routine. And because the way that you bring the second routine, when they split our classifications up, some of the classifications are smaller, and so they're combined with another classification to fill a division.
Okay.
So how many size population groups do you have?
We have 6.
6 size. So it goes all the way from really large school to quite small schools.
Yes, the smallest classification in the state there is I think it's under 75 kids. It tends to be
Wow, really small.
either, yeah, it's a lot of like private religious schools or just rural communities that are very, very tiny. We of course don't see dance teams, coming out of those areas. But there are 6 classifications.
And would you say most of the teams in your state are the athletes in other sports? Like for instance, could you dance and play basketball, or is it a separate season and separate sport?
There are some kids that do multiple sports, but our season, we actually start in August. So we start with the fall sports in the middle of August, and then our state championship will be held 3 weeks into the spring sports season. So if you see kids doing 2 sports, it generally tends to be in the fall and in the spring. But in the winter time, just due to our competition schedule, our practice schedules, the push for limited gym time, it'd be really hard for a child to do both basketball and dance.
So your season is quite lengthy if you start.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because ours starts in October.
End of October.
End of October and only goes through like Valentine's Day. So it's condensed and short. So
Yeah.
wow. Okay. So how many competitions do you feel a team typically does a year?
So teams will compete at locals anywhere from 2 to about 8 or 9 competitions. We actually start our competitions in November. So we will start 2 to 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. We take a little break, and then we have some competitions in December, and then we take a break again. There's usually one competition in January, and then February is when we hit it really hard, and there's competitions for 5 weeks in a row. Our state athletic association requires that we do not compete the week prior to our state championship. So that's kind of like a dead week. So there's no competitions offered.
And so
When is your state tournament? Sorry.
It's actually this weekend. After I wrap up this
God.
call, like I'm going to get on the bus to go down there.
Well,
Oh my
it's kind
gosh,
of
well, good
funny.
luck.
When you and I
Thank you.
talked the first time, I was on the bus on the way to state.
Yes. Yes. And believe me, I was a little jealous of that, Cindy, because I was like, man, we got a month to go.
Wow,
Right.
Yeah, that is crazy. Today's episode is sponsored by Just for Kicks' Performance Tour. to the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa, Florida. This is a great trip for your studio or school team. It's organized, it's efficient, it's fun, and your kids will have an experience of a lifetime. You do very minimal work, which is fun for coaches and dance studio owners. So if you're looking for a fun event, check us out at justforkicks.com. So are your judges trained by your association, or do you have a separate judges association?
So in Oregon, our Judges Association is actually under our Coaches Association. So the Coaches Association was incorporated and is a 501c3. And we used to not have a process for judges. It was like each competition just got their own judges. As you can imagine, that didn't always, go over super well. So in the 90s, there was a push to formulate a judging group, and it came under our nonprofit Tax ID. And so they have a separate leadership board. They're a separate group of people, but they operate under our umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That's really, really neat. And we're similar. We have a separate association that does all our judging. And I think when I think back to when I first started, it was just
Free for all.
free for all. Like we used to, believe it or not, we used to have our teams competing. And then like if I was in AAA, I would have to go judge double A. The same day. Can you imagine how stressful that was?
No.
You're up in the bleachers like judging, and then you had to run down and go help your
Oh my
team.
God,
It was
that's
crazy. That's how
ridiculous.
we did it. We didn't have enough judges, so you had to do that. And then
We still do that sometimes. Like I've been in that position. Yes, I've been in that position at competition where we've been short.
Okay.
And so like my kids are competing in one division, and then I'll run up and I'll judge another division. And then I'll go back to so I was at a competition one time. There were three of us who were coaches and judges, and we essentially circulated throughout the day in order to be so that there would be a full panel. So we weren't judging our division, but we were judging, and it's hard.
You did what you had to do, and it was it was just how it was. And
then you wouldn't have as much time to get nervous because you'd be so busy.
Oh gosh, it was. I remember one that I judged at Totino Grace, and I was actually pregnant with Joel. I'm sitting in the bleachers, like on those uncomfortable bleachers, and I was like 8 months pregnant, and I'm up there judging and then running down to be with my team, and I was like, oh, this is too much. So yeah.
Jeez.
What are some trends that are happening in your state? Like if you were to just showcase something new that's happening or where teams are going.
Yeah. So the switch to category has really started to open up teams' ability to compete at nationals and to go and do kind of other styles. So we're starting to see way more emphasis on POM than we had ever seen in the past. More and more teams are doing sideline at their football games, which is super fun to see. So they're down there either pregame or just side by side with their cheer team. So that's been really nice. More teams are starting to compete at nationals. In Oregon, we're really blessed that we have a very strong competition circuit. But that has also meant that our teams stay very local to our state. And so as we've reduced the maximum time for our state performances, back when I competed, we were in the 5, 6, 7 minutes. It was very long. And now our max for most of our divisions is 3 minutes. And our minimum is 2. So getting closer to the national standard. So more teams are going to compete at nationals and just, trying and seeing new things that are out there, which is exciting.
And you have a farther distance to travel when you go to some of those events. The jet lag must be real.
Yeah. It is. It's definitely, teams are going. We sent from Oregon, 2 teams went to Orlando to DTU this year, which is, it's a full day of flights across the country. The USA Championship, I think it's every other year, is the same weekend as our state contest. So teams have to choose, am I going to go to nationals or am I going to go to state? It also connects with our spring break. So as you can imagine, travel is extra expensive because you're, doing that over spring break. So it's definitely, there's definitely some challenges, but I also understand from the national company perspectives, because we were so insulated and we really focused internally in Oregon, there hasn't necessarily been a lot of incentive for them to come and bring competitions to our state. Whereas in other states that don't have that competition circuit, there's more incentive for them to to bring their competitions.
We're definitely the same in Minnesota. We don't have those companies coming to do competitions because we have our own standalone ones. We had a team from, and their name won't come to me right now. They've come to our bowl game several times. And they're so good. They're very good with jazz. It's killing me that I can't think of their name and I can just picture their coach, but they've come to our bowl game several times. And
Oregon.
Yeah, and I just remember the jet lag. Oh, they were like when they're so tired. So you guys,
I think both Rex Putnam and the Sprague kids have come to your guys' different bowl games.
Right there.
Yeah.
What is Sprague? What's his name? It's killing me. I can't think of it.
The coach at Sprague is Vernita, and the coach at Putnam is Amanda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Amanda. Yeah, she's a hoot. Her sister too. Yeah, we had so much fun. Now, do you guys have an all-state team or do anything like that?
Yeah, it's sponsored by our Coaches Association, and it's an opportunity. You can only try out as a senior. So in its current iteration, coaches register their senior dancers. They come and first they have to learn part of the routine on video ahead of time. So then they come, they show up, they run through the routine. They will do cuts based on their performance of that first part of the routine. And then the kids will go in who make it to finals and they will learn the other 2/3 of the routine. Then they will perform. Yeah, it's a lot. It's pretty intense. Then they perform that for judges and they then select the all-state team from that. And so then they'll announce it that day. I've had the honor twice of being able to be the ones that like stands up there and gives the certificates, which is really cool. But it's kind of sad too, because you have all these little eyeballs looking at you, and we just tell them right in the moment whether or not they make it.
So then do they do anything with it from there, or is it just more of like
they'll perform it so all of the kids selected to the team will come together and they'll perform it at our state championship. So you'll see they'll have all different outfits on, be out there, and they all do the same routine. And it's
that's a lot of pressure on them too to have to do that alongside of their state dance.
So our all state is probably a month after our regular state.
Yeah, so it's just
we actually are Just for Kicks staff. Yeah, or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Our Just for Kicks staff actually we sponsored it. So we did 8 routines or
something like
that. And so our class A, AA, and AAA each has a jazz and a kick. And do a jazz finale with all like the A, AA, AAA together. And then they do a kick one. And Allie and Adina you did the kick
finale. It was it's kick and jazz together. It's all the kids together.
Oh, okay. And it's really quite spectacular because they come on and off, but they dance just for a crowd, and they had it's not at state, it's at its standalone event, and they filled the gym like you can't believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were running space.
And then that goes into our state association, the funds, and I think they use it for scholarships and that type of thing. So that's really cool.
How do you as coaches say, okay, these are my all-state kids, or they go and
That's a good question. You can nominate 2 jazz and 2 kick, but they have to send in a video ahead of time of some choreography.
I think they learn now it's changed. I think they learn part of the choreography that we have, because we have to have our choreography turned in really early for it. So they learn part of that choreography, and then they have to submit that video, and then it goes through a panel and they select the all-state team.
A panel of coaches have to get together and watch all those videos.
Yes.
And they select certain kids, and
they don't have like a limited number. They just kind of go off of like the standard
skill level, like a standard skill level. So it's neat to hear what each state is doing. All Iowa does just an amazing thing. It reminds me more of what we do at the bowl game. Like it's a big production with a lot of kids. So I think it's neat that these kids are getting recognized as an all-state participant, because years ago they didn't. So I love that. So what else can we talk about? Like you said, you coached 20 years. Are you still coaching?
I am. Yeah. So this is
you just said that. So what are you doing in the state competition?
We are competing pom and hip hop. So we're very excited. Yeah.
Be neat. I'm sitting here.
Good luck. That's so fun.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to do this today. So anything else you want to add?
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity to come and talk with you all. I love to talk about dance team. I love to talk about Oregon dance team, and just kind of share what we do out here with your listening audience. And it's fun to be able to hear what other states do so we can learn and grow. I think that's
Right.
one of the unique things about dance, right? Is like you don't have a like basketball is all the same, right? They all do the same
We were
thing.
just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, so it's fun to be able to see like where we line up, where we don't line up, and what ideas other folks have. So
Do you feel like Palm has grown a lot just kind of because of like social media and the hype college dance team has gotten in the last few years?
yes, I definitely think that seeing more like a wider range of schools offering opportunities for kids to come and dance and having a wider range of abilities be able to make those teams and have them out there, and kids can see like I don't have to be, at this high level to be able to go and do like an athletic experience in college. And so I definitely think that that has helped. I also just think social media in general. I mean, I
Right.
think back to when like I started coaching, there wasn't really a way to see what other people were doing or like
Right.
what trends were. And,
Oh, it's changed.
you
I feel
know,
like it's changed in the last like few years.
yes,
Crazy.
yes. And so you can see things and you can show your kids things like, hey, I saw this video, like let's try this and
Right.
try to, problem solve how they get into that lift, or,
Right.
can our girl that like we have a girl that can tumble. And so I was watching some videos and I was like, wait, she could totally do that. So then you can kind of break it down. And so I definitely think that has changed and helped. I think for us in Oregon, just that the move away in our state championship to have different styles has also helped um, programs venture out to do other things.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
You mentioned tumbling. Do you have strict rules in your state, like illegal moves, or do you follow the national federation, or what do you do?
We follow the National Federation. So we are, I mean, we're limited in the regard of all of the things that they say in there. Um, we also are on we dance only on a gym floor, and a lot of times like we're practicing in cafeterias and stuff, so that also limits some of the things that the kids just personally feel comfortable doing. Like for example, I have a girl who she can do a wide range of skills, but she can't necessarily do them all on a non-spring floor, or it's not safe.
Right.
So there definitely is limitations.
That's so interesting. Well, thank you so much for being on today. And I would love you to come to Minnesota sometime and check out.
Yes,
Yeah, it
I
would
would
be
love
fun to have
that.
you at a camp. I think
Yeah.
it'd be neat to have a panel from, across different state lines.
Right.
That would be really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love that.
Oregon.
And
Oh, yeah,
I
we
would
can
love to
come
go
out
to Oregon.
sometime. We used to
Oregon.
yes,
do a camp
come.
there years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was in Bend. That's a city, right? Bend?
There's City and Bend. I actually, my mom coached, and she used to send her team to the Just for Kicks camp.
No way.
Yeah, I do.
You would have
I
probably.
remember. I remember. So I was at the NDCA conference where you were inducted into the Hall of Fame,
Oh,
and
no way.
that's where it clicked for me that those magazines that used to come to our house when I was a kid, and I was like, wait, this is the same like person. So anyway, I've like just remember she sent her team to those camps, and we used to get the catalogs at our house.
Oh,
with
that
the
is
stuff
really,
in
it's
them.
small world. Say hi to your
The
mom.
dance world is kind of small when
It
you're
is,
really
it
like,
is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, and I hope we meet soon.
yes.
Are you going to
Yeah.
DDCA? Are you going?
Oh yes, I love that conference. I think it's so
Teaching
great.
classes out
Yeah,
there.
we're
So
both teaching, so
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
it'll be fun.
I'll
Yeah.
have to come say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
start. All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Good
Good
luck.
luck.
Stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thanks.